everyone. Yes, it's another episode of Starting Over with Labine Show, which is a show I started to encourage anyone that wants to start over, just to help you along the journey, just to make you know that you're not alone in this journey. And if you can pick one or two things from my own experiences that will help you, then that will be fine, okay? Today's edition, I'm doing it mukbang style, so that means I'm eating while I'm going to be doing this video. And it's funny because when I started my YouTube channel, I think 2020 I started our YouTube channel. It was actually meant to be a mukbang channel. But some people, some criticism along the way made me just stop. So now I'm just doing me at the end of the day. So those that are drawn to this will appreciate it. Those that are not drawn to this, it's okay. It's okay. You can swipe away. It's fine. It's fine. It's fine. All right. So every week as God gives me grace, so I talk about different things that can help you in the journey of starting over. Yeah. I think last week I spoke about the fact that you will not always feel like starting over. You will not always feel like, even today, like there'll be times that you just be tired, you just don't feel like doing anything. So I spoke about that. And then I've spoken about some other topics as well. I think I've spoken about four different topics, because this is a relatively new show. It's called The Soul Show, Starting Over with Labims. My name is Labims Bimbola Sokwe, aka Labims. So that's why it's called The Soul Show, SOWL, and it's a moniker for your soul as well. God has a very great sense of humor. Because if you're fine with your soul, spirit, and body, then you'll be okay in every situation. So today I'm going to be talking about how you don't have the luxury of shame. You must get over the luxury of shame if you want to start over. And I know some people be like, luxury and shame should not be in the same sentence, but that is just what it is. Because if you allow shame take a foothold of your life, you're going to be losing so many luxurious things. As in, you're not going to be able to enjoy good things, because you're going to be holding on to the fact that, oh, shame. And what is shame? Shame is like embarrassment, or like feeling embarrassed as regards the perception that you feel that people have of you, or that maybe it's you feel embarrassed or humiliated at the perception that people have that maybe you've done something wrong. Do you understand? Let me say that again. You feel embarrassed or humiliated at the perception that people feel that you've done something wrong, or that you're not okay, or that you're not enough. That is shame. You cannot afford the luxury of shame if you want to start over. You have to put that thing aside. It's a perception. Perception is not usually reality. Perception is like assumption. Assumption is the lowest form of knowledge. You're assuming something. You're thinking something is a particular way. Meanwhile, it's not that way. But you're assuming based on maybe something you've seen, something you've heard, and it's not always right. So you cannot afford the luxury of shame. I'm eating bread and beans, by the way. It's actually like a bread, but the sliced version. So I bought it from the African shop. It's called Eco Bread. I just saw it. I've never bought it before. I bought another brand before. I saw Eco Bread, but they sliced it. So I said, okay, let me try it. And it's actually nice. It's giving that adobe vibe, but in sliced bread form. So, okay. And then I'm eating Agorian beans. So back to the topic. Okay? You cannot afford the luxury of shame if you're going to start over. You cannot be thinking, if I cannot afford to be embarrassed or to be feeling humiliated, because what you're going through is not peculiar to you. I say this to everybody. You feel like, oh, I don't have money to eat. I don't have money to do this. And my children are not going to the school I want them to go to. I've been married how many times? My marriage broke up. So many things. You're giving yourself so many things. You're thinking like, oh, it's not. See, what you're going through is not peculiar to you. Some people have it worse than you do. Some don't even have it up to your own level, but some even have it worse. So you need to understand that it's not a peculiar case. There's a part in the Bible that says there's nothing new under the sun. There's nothing new under the sun. So there's no breakup, there's no divorce, there's no husband beats you, there's no abuse, there's no, oh, I couldn't eat, oh, I don't have money, oh, I'm wearing cheap things, oh, I cannot afford anything. There's nothing new under the sun. Anything and everything that you're going through, that you might go through, is not peculiar to you. Someone else somewhere is also going through it. Some people, not even someone, so many other people elsewhere are going through it in different forms and variations. So you cannot afford the luxury of shame in starting over, because when you allow shame get a foothold, it will not allow you to do anything, because you say, what will people say? Oh God, if I do this now, if I do like this now, they'll be wondering, oh, they'll be you cannot afford the luxury of shame. You have to just do you and do you. Case in point, one of my friends, I don't know if she'll get to watch this, because she's actually one of my greatest cheerleaders and all of that. I remember many years ago, I wore a particular outfit somewhere, and she was like, but this outfit you're wearing is all over Lagos market. Like that means it's a cheap outfit, and it's everywhere. And I told her, I like it, makes me look good. I feel good in it and all of that. But for her to even say that to me in the first instance, in my mind, I was like, wow. Of course, I got to the point where prior to that time, you wouldn't have caught me dead wearing that kind of outfit. You would, I would never have worn that outfit. Never, ever. Because, of course, it was very cheap. And then, of course, it was in Lagos market. Like, they were just hanging it. They used to hang it and shake it like this. Like, very, very. So you would not have. But when life showed me what it showed me, and I went from grace to grass, I literally did not have anything anymore. I just, and I had an event to go to, and I just said, let me go to Lagos market. That's what I can afford. I can't afford to buy from the shops I used to buy from. I went into Lagos market and I saw this outfit. Yes, it was everywhere, but I liked it. And I wore it and I rocked it. Do you understand? So her telling me that was just, but if I'd been thinking, it didn't even make me feel bad, to be honest, when she even said it. Because in my mind, I'm like, well, at that point, I'd gone through, like Paul said in the Bible, I've learned to abase and abound. That means I've learned to live with plenty, and I've learned to live with nothing. And I've just realized at the end of the day that vanity is vanity. Vanity upon vanity, all is vanity. Nothing means anything. I learned this from Tony Robbins when I was doing my life coaching certification. Nothing means anything except the meaning, the interpretation you give it. So if she was seeing me wearing a cheap outfit, an outfit that every pepper seller or market woman might be wearing, but I was just seeing it from a different perspective of, I'm wearing an outfit that is not as expensive as I would have loved it to be, but I liked it, it looked good, and I looked good in it. Do you understand? So the truth is, everything about life has different meaning to everybody. So if you are dwelling on shame and thinking, because you messed up in a particular area, or you missed it in a particular area of your life, and you need to start over again, you don't want to start over because you're ashamed of what people will think or the perception they will have about you, hey, you're just postponing the evil day. Let me put it like that. Because I remember when I left my banking career of 10 years, where I had literally everything. I mean, I had so much money. I was wearing only gold jewelry. In fact, I remember then I used to tell people that, I can't wear costume. It has to be just gold, because if I wear costume jewelry, it's gonna irritate my skin. That's a big lie. Yeah, initially it did irritate, but after a while, my skin got used to it. And now I'm the queen of costume jewelry. And I love it. I rock it. That's why people that even reach out to me like, I love the earring you're wearing. Where did you get it from? Where did you do it? Even my outfits. I wear some outfits. I'm like, where did you have this? You look very nice. And then I'll tell them, I bought it from Temu. I bought it from Shein. Like, are you serious? And I'm, yeah, I'm serious. Like, why should I lie or pretend? What do you want to get from that? So you cannot afford the luxury of shame. You need to start. If you need to start over, start over. And stop thinking, these people will be... Which people? I think I said in the last edition that, look, people will always talk. And people will always say things based on their own understanding. So why do you want to limit your life based on the understanding of somebody else? So if another person has another understanding, how many people do you want them to have understanding of you? Different people. You just be torn and all over the place. So look, if you need to start over, I meet my bear. If you need to start over, you cannot afford the luxury of shame. Just put shame to one side. See, people will adjust. And if they don't adjust, then they are not your people. You shouldn't be bothered by them anyway. Those that love you, those that care about you, those that send you, they understand, will adjust to your way of life. You don't need to be thinking of what would they think before you now take your step. You're just postponing your journey. You're postponing the struggle, because yes, you will you will go through waters and fires. I went through a whole lot. In fact, my mom till tomorrow is always like, she can't believe that some of the things I went through, not all, some. She can't believe I went through these things and I'm still putting my head up. So because I had to come to the point where I had to drop shame on one side and I had to start over, yeah, it wasn't always easy. It was painful. And that's the truth. It will be painful. And that's why I'm doing this show, the soul show, the starting over Labim show, to let you know. It will be painful. Sometimes it might even be unbearable. Sometimes you'll even be like, oh God, how? But see, keep going anyway. Those people that you are envying or that you are thinking have it all together, if you know what some of them do, if you know some of the compromises that they do, if you even know some of the things they have gone through legally and in the right way, but as in to get them to where they are, you stop envying anybody. You stop thinking, no, you want to live your life like somebody else. Some people just don't let you see the other side of the story because they're trying to keep up airs. They're trying to make you see them as, I have it all, That is some people. But they actually have the side of their life that they don't want you to even know about. The side of their life that you might even be going through, but they don't want you to know about. So stop, drop. You can't afford the luxury of shame. Drop everything. See, shame cannot be on this journey. Your starting over journey. Shame has no place in your starting over journey. Let me say that again. Shame has no place. It should not have a place in your starting over journey. Let anybody that wants to talk. But if you have to start over, start over. Sorry. If you have to start over. Start over. Stoop to conquer. If I tell you some things I had to go through in terms of looking for, daily bread for my children and I, when I was going to learn how to make liquid soap, I was hawking liquid soap. But guess what? In the journey of selling liquid soap, it wasn't in a luxury way. I was doing it locally. I'll go to Ojota Market, wake up, go to Ojota Market, buy all the ingredients, mix it together, bottle everything and everything. In the midst of doing that, that was where I got my company name incorporated, or how did they say? That's how I got my company. Yeah. Like I incorporated my company because I delivered soap to a particular friend of mine to his office. And he said, I should drop my account number. And I dropped my personal account. I was like, you can't pay into the account number that their company pays into company account. Like company care. Me that I'm selling soap for 50 naira. How much interest am I making on it? So I'm selling you 25 liter keg. How much interest am I making? Maybe on that keg, I was making 300 naira. And I used to supply maybe 2. So I supplied them 4. They're going to pay me 1, 2. I'm like, to open company, how? And I was like, okay, Bimbo, just give me 2 company names. And I think I gave him Labims. Yeah, that was where the Labims, my company name is Labims Global Enterprises, in Nigeria. And that was where the name came from, Labims Global Enterprises. And I gave him Labims with an S, Labims with a Z, like I did all of the different, and he did it for me for free. So in the place of your starting over, God will continue to align everything, work everything together for your good. That's why you have to make sure that the God factor. I told you this. I said I'll talk about God a lot on this show because that's the only thing that kept me going and is still keeping me going. That's the only thing I could hold on to that made me start over. I dropped everything, whatever, anything, every way of everybody, what people will think, what people will say, I just held on to God and I'm still holding on to God. And that's what I just want to encourage you with. So drop every shame. You cannot afford the luxury of, that's why I put luxury of shame, because shame will cost you. If you're thinking about if you're being ashamed, that it will cost you. I was in that place for a while. Excuse me. And it cost me. It cost me. I was also trying to make people feel like everything was okay. If I was ashamed that made me stay so long in my marriage, before I even left that marriage, I was like, by the end of the day, I now leave. So with this fear was of mine. I'll be able to convince you and not confuse you that you cannot afford the luxury of shame. Start over if you have to. Alright? Yeah, and not where you should be. You should have gone far. See, leave all of those things. Tomato. You should have. Remember, you serve a God that He wants to restore. He wants to turn the things around. I'm now in the UK, starting over here with my children and all that, but I'm in a happier place, despite all I've gone through. And in the course of the coming edition, I'll be sharing it as well gives me grace to. So, thank you for watching. Please don't forget to like, subscribe, share on YouTube, Labims TV, Labims TV together. Until I come here with the next edition. Stay safe. This food is very sweet. Bye.